what's up? This is SUP's Jasmine. Anyways, what I'm going to do for you today is just a quick kind of fan account from the Infinite concert. So, if you don't know, I went to New York in order to see Infinite's One Great Step live in New York. And it was freaking amazing, okay? So you may have seen, if you've been looking online, a lot of different stories about what happened, basically, and I'm just going to give you my fan account. I also want to include MTVK, because I did go to that. Even though I didn't get into MTVK, I was outside, and it was amazing. So, where I was probably about 3 feet away from Infinite. There was glass in between of me and them, but still, about 3 feet away from Infinite. It was amazing. And I took so many pictures and I took so many fan cams. And if you would like to see this, feel free to visit our SCP bonus channel, because then you can check out everything on there. But basically, they had an interview with MTVK, which will be posted later on. It's MTVK. They're going to take a long time. Yeah. And they also performed Before the Dawn and Be Mine. So I was able to watch all of this, and I was also able to get fan service from them, because they looked over and they waved and they blew kisses and they were perfect, and oh my god, it looked amazing. And it was probably like the highlight of my Friday, was seeing them at MTVK. And afterwards, I got to see them go to their car, and I got to see Elle in his car, and Elle looked freaking amazing. And can we just say how Elle looked freaking amazing just one more time? Okay, we're good. So that was MTVK. Oh, I hate you. Okay. Concert experience. So, if you've heard anything at all about the concert, you know the very first thing that you need to know is they told us we were not allowed to line up until 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. Now, K-pop fandoms don't line up 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon when the concert starts at 8. Okay, that is just ridiculous. No. So me and my friends went to line up early, and basically we got kicked out. Friday, they kicked us out. But what happened was, overnight, in between a Friday and Saturday, a whole bunch of people went to line up. And apparently, like, some other people came, and there was Korean sasaengs at the front, and they were even threatening them with pepper spray and knives, and it was just that crazy that the police got called at about 6 a.m. on Saturday and chased everyone away. But, lo and behold, everyone came back, right? So I got there at about 7 a.m. on Saturday morning, and there was probably about 200 people in line already. Now, the venue kept saying that they were going to chase everyone away by about 11 in the morning. Yeah, by 11 in the morning, there was at least 1,000 people, if not more. So it was impossible for them to get rid of everyone. But luckily, I had made friends with the security guard on Friday. Me and my friends kind of talked to him because he made us leave Friday, and he screwed us over, essentially. So we got moved up in line. Now, even though we weren't at the front, there was probably only about 100 people in front of us instead of 200. At about 5 o'clock, they came around with merchandise, and I got an Infinite sweater. It's beautiful. They also came around and gave all of the early entrance people wristbands and basically relocated us closer. So anyone who was GA and was in the front did not get a wristband and had to go to the side, essentially, and wait for all of the early entrance people to go past them. So I was able to make it into, like, the first sectioned off area. And then they started letting us in. We went into the theater and stood there for about 2 hours waiting for the concert to start, because it was about 6 o'clock when we got in. I played music videos. Now, as an Infinite fan, I've seen every music video several times, but the first time seeing it on this giant screen was super exciting. It was like Nothing's Over is playing, and then more songs are playing, and then they started again, and then they played again, and then they played again, and again. You can tell by then it was like, just bring Infinite out, okay? Now, when I got into the concert venue, I was probably in the 5th or 6th row. By the time the concert was starting, I had moved to the 3rd row because I'm kind of sneaky. No, I did not push or shove anyone. All I did was kind of move with the flow of people, and for some reason, I was able to get ahead. When the concert started, Oh my god. Okay, so apparently everyone in general admission thought that all they had to do was push forward and they'd be able to get to the front of the room. No, not the story. If you were a general admission ticket, I hope you did not push, because that was horrible. Okay? The very first thing that I felt was just a shove forward. And actually, though, it wasn't that bad for me, because the shove forward pushed me from third row into the second row. And I was able to stand in the second row the entire concert. Okay, so I was second row of pit. Now, the story is that around 100 girls fainted and were pulled out of the pit. This is fact. I watched it happen all around me. In fact, I helped get people out of the pit because in front of me, I had 2 Korean girls who seemed like sasaengs. It was kind of scary. Just a little bit, because they're not that scary when they don't have anything that they can actually do to you and they're super small and super weak. But they didn't want to move the hell out of the way, okay? So I was like physically shoving them over in order to help get security to be able to lift girls out of the pit that were like gonna pass out. One of my friends was one of those people because she had a cold, and unfortunately because of the way the pit got, she ended up super dizzy and had to leave the pit like half an hour into the concert or something. Other than that, the show was amazing. Like, Infinite was amazing. The entire performance was just so good. Like, they're perfect. Singing live sounds just like the actual tracks. Like, they're not off on anything. Their dance moves are incredible. Their stage presence is incredible. And the entire concert was just beautiful. Cool things that happened to me. Fan service. I got lots of fan service, okay? In fact, Woohyun went down and posed for me. Like, I was trying to get him my phone so that he could take a selfie, but they weren't really doing that so much. So instead, he was like pointing at him, and he's like, me, you want me? And I was like, yes. And then he went down on one knee, and he legit posed for me in order to be able to take a picture of him, and it was fantastic. Also, you know how they throw like plushies into the crowd? I got one. Sungjong threw me one. I called out to him, and he went and tossed it to me, and I caught it, and it was beautiful, and I now have a plushie from Sungjong. I also got a towel. Dongwoo's towel. Dongwoo's towel. I got that. So, that was great. Like, overall, even though it was hot and it was sweaty and everything, I just felt like I was having a workout, essentially, while enjoying really good music and really good performance and amazing hot men and whatnot. So, that was great. But, overall, I don't regret anything. I would do that all over again. I would battle that pit all over again, even with all the crazy fans, the girls behind me trying to take my spot, push me over, trip me, everything. I would do that all over again in order to see Infinite, because the concert was one of the best nights of my life. Like, the things that I got, I was lucky, fortunate not to be one of those girls that had to leave the pit or not to be one of the people in the very back, because I'm small, but I'm strong at the same time. So anyone who tried to push me, it didn't work, essentially. If you want to see what my adventure was like to go to New York and my experiences and everything and fan cams, feel free to check out our bonus account, SCP Bonus. Then you can see everything. But yeah, and poor Amy was stuck at home dying.
You want to know what I did during your fantastic time in New York?
What'd you do, Amy?
I sat here with my sprained ankle, watching TV and doing homework.
Did you have a good time while watching TV and doing homework?
I chose some really bad shows to watch.
Because yours...
Except Fairy Tail. I started watching Fairy Tail. That's actually a really good anime. You know who recommended it to me? V from BTS.
So...